Why knowledge matters.
Yeah, I think there's also a misunderstanding about the concept of prior knowledge. So, I've seen teachers begin a lesson where or a unit where they're starting, not new, it's never new. Students always come with some knowledge, but the concepts have not yet been presented. And I've seen teachers start by saying, what is your definition of mitosis, free trade, whatever the concept is, and students share a lot of misinformation. When you share that misinformation, what ends up happening is it becomes part of your mental representation of the concept along with what the teacher will tell you. So you have this fusing of a lot of incorrect facts with the correct facts, but the brain doesn't go, okay, get rid of this. Only it really fuses the incorrect information with the correct information. So what teachers often say is, but I want to bring in their prior knowledge. Prior knowledge means you know what this thing is. You've learned it and you know it, and I want you to remember what it is. Prior knowledge doesn't refer to it's a new concept, so I'm going to ask students to guess. The guessing is not good. Very different from saying, from doing a pre-assessment where you ask each individual student to say, what do you think, mitosis means, or what is the denominator, or whatever it is that you're asking them. So therefore, when you start, and I talk about that in, as you said, I think in chapter 3, the first part of the learning process is what we call new knowledge. It's relatively new. Again, students are not coming tabula rasa. They do have some knowledge. I give the example of a grade 1 class with a teacher coming in, starting a unit on whales and saying to students, hey, what do you think a whale is? And students are going, it's a big fish and they're dangerous and scary and stay away from them if you see. Now, then the teacher will say, thank you, everyone. Of course, you're not going to say to a grade 1 child, you're wrong. It's actually not. So I think that the teacher needs to start with, you could say to students, have you ever seen a whale? I mean, that's fine. But when it comes to what a whale is, it's the first part of learning, which is new knowledge. And when knowledge is new, it really needs to come from a reliable source. So the first stage of the learning process is when you're sharing new knowledge with students. And that knowledge, again, a reliable source doesn't mean it comes only from the teacher. It could come from, there could be a great YouTube clip that you want to show them. It could come from a video. It can come from a textbook. It could come from the teacher, but the information has to be reliable. They can do their own Google search as long as we know that the searches are reliable sources. So the first stage in the process is that new information that has to come from a reliable source. So that's the first stage in the learning process. Once they have the knowledge that they need to engage and begin doing something with that knowledge, we talk about that as consolidation. So now they're learning the skill. And as they learn the skill, it requires a lot of good practice and role modeling, explicit teaching. So that explicit teaching usually follows the format of, as the teacher, you model, I do, then we do together as a full class, then students work on something, they work on that specific skill individually while I walk around and see how they're doing. And then once I see that they've mastered the skill, then I want lots and lots of practice, which we call consolidation. So we need to give practice. Students at this stage should be working by themselves. It's problematic at this beginning stage of skill development when students work in pairs, because you want to make sure that each student individually is mastering the skill. The third stage in the learning process is they're moving towards expertise. So they have the knowledge, they're developing the skill, they're mastering the skill. This is at this third stage when they're becoming experts, where you want them to come together in groups and work together collaboratively.